Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important topic for component communication, that is how to pass object from child component to parent component. Okay. Prior to this session, we have already discussed many other examples where we shared the data as a string, boolean value, array, right? So today we are going to discuss about how to pass the data as an object. Okay, you can also create an object of array of object, but right now we are just discussing how to pass a object data to a parent component using from child component. Clear? So before we proceed further, I just want to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to pass the data from child to parent component. Okay, so let's get started. Here you can see we have just a normal application which we create usually with the default command, and when we got the default project, it comes with these all files. Okay, so today what we will be doing, firstly we will create one component, and then we will connect that component with parent component, that is app component.ts. And after that we will write a logic to send the data as a object. Okay, so let's go here in terminal, click on new terminal. On this terminal we will create the component with the name login. So we will use the command ng space g space c login, then simply press enter. It will take few seconds and create all 4 files. So you can see 4 files has been created and the login component has been added here. Now on this login component, what we will do, we will simply add few things like here you can see in component.ts file, like here maybe you can write, instead of login works, you can simply say login component, just to show it on screen. Okay, login component. Okay, fine. Now what we will do, we will connect this component, login component, with parent component. So for that I will copy this selector and then go to component.ts file, but before that remember this name also, okay, because we need to register it. So firstly we will go to app.component.ts. here we will register it. So name was login component. So once you add this thing, it will also add this line in your source. Okay, fine. Now you can simply go to app.component.html, where you can use the selector as a tag to print the data. Perfect. Now you can save it. So what we did so far, like we created a login component, we connect it with app component, and then we are just going to run this application. So to run this application, we will write here ng space serve hyphen open and enter. It will take few seconds and then it will open the browser. If there is any error, it will show that error as well. So you can see there is no error, that's why it simply called the application. And now you can see Angular by Sharmit and login component. Clear? So far we are good, right? Now we will talk on the main thing, that is how to pass the data as an object, because so far we have just connected the application app component with child component. Now to send the data as an object, let's do the coding. So here we will simply go to this login.component.html, because from here we want to pass the data. So let's prepare the data first. So let me close all these files and go to login.component.ts component file. Let me close the application for now and just minimize it. Okay, fine. So here what we will do, we will firstly prepare the data, like what data we want to share. So I want to pass my data. Okay, here I will write my data equal, and I'll assign the data like name equal Angular. Okay, then we will pass then we will use comma here, and we will pass version equal, let's keep it small, otherwise it might cause issues because this is case sensitive, right? So version, and here we will write 19. Perfect. So now you can save it. So once you saved it, means this data is ready. So this is the data which I want to pass from child component to parent component. But how? So to pass this data, we need to establish a connection between child and parent. So what we will do here, we will write here @output. Okay, and after output we will give the name output. Just use this open close parenthesis, and remember, when you are using it, it should be declared in import, although it automatically added here, but still make sure that it is there, otherwise it will give you error. Okay, after this we will assign the name to this connection. So we will write here my output. Okay, and then we will put colon here, and then we will use here event emitter. Okay, event emitter, it is also added here automatically. If it is not, you need to add it here. Okay, then angular bracket. Here we will mention the data which we want to pass. So it's an object, so I will pass like this: name colon string, comma, not comma, here we will use semicolon, version colon number. Perfect. So this is ready. So this is the thing which we want to pass. Now equal, and here we will write new event emitter and opening closing colon. So this is the connection that we have established between child component and parent component. So with this only we will send the data, and the data is my data. Now to send this data, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to create one button. On that button we will call one function, and then that function will use this connection string and send the data, this data. Okay, so let's go one by one. So let's go to login.component.html file. Here we will create the button. In this button we will write send data to parent as an object. Okay, and here we will assign it with the click event, bind with click event. So we will simply write click, and function name would be send data. Perfect. What is wrong here? Something is wrong. Yes, it is not declared yet, that's why it is showing this error. But don't worry, we will go to login.component.ts file. Here we will declare this function. So make it as send data only, opening closing this. Okay, so now what we will do here, we will write in my output, this dot my dot output dot emit, this dot my data. That's it. Okay, so what this will do now, it will send this data to parent application. So far, like, we have just added all the required thing into login or child component. Now it's time to declare the things into parent component, because we want to receive this data as well, right? Otherwise, how a parent component will use it? So to receive the data, let's go to app.component.html file. Here we are going to receive it. So firstly, what we can do, like, we can simply write here my output, because this is the thing that we are receiving. And how we are receiving, we are receiving it one function, in using one function. So we will write here get data, and here we will write $event. That's it. Now you can save it, because this is not declared yet, that's why it is showing this is not in your program. So let's go to app.component.ts file. Here we will declare this function. So we will write here get data, opening closing parenthesis, and here we will put value which will be stored. And how we will receiving the value will be name colon string semicolon version colon number. So this is the format through which we will be receiving the value, but the value is not utilized yet. So let's assign the value to which value, like we will write here like this dot my data equal value, but we have not declared this my data yet, right? So it's time to declare it. So right here my data, which is nothing but a object itself. So my data colon, here we will write name colon string semicolon version number, save it. So what error it is throwing here, my data, has no initializer and is not defined. Okay, so why it is showing this error? Because we have not initialized any value to it. So either you can do one thing, you can use here exclamation mark, so it will solve the issue. But if you want to initialize some value, so what you can do, you can write here equal, and then you can assign some values. For example, in name I will pass default name. Okay, so it will be shown whenever we are not passing anything. And in case of version, here we will write version. In case of version, it will be :0. Okay, now you can save it. What's wrong here? Let's check. Name is deprecated. Something is wrong. Let me check. Let's make this like blank for now. Let me check again. My data colon, then we have curly braces, which is correct, then name string, semicolon, version, number, and curly braces. Then this, the declaration was marked as deprecated. Here the void is getting assigned. Okay, we forget to put here colon, that's why it is showing this error. Now it is fixed. Okay, so this was the error. Okay, so what we did now if you want to assign some default value, like here we can write default name. Okay, just to show you on the screen. Perfect, so it is ready. Now let's go to app.component.html again, and here we will print the data. So we can write here paragraph data received from parent from child component, and here we will write angular double curly braces. Inside this we will write here my data. Okay, now you can save it and let's run the application. ng serve -- open enter. So it will check the program. If any error, it will throw error, but no error, so it is showing like this. So what it is showing: login component object. Okay, data received from child component. Now click on this. Okay, something is wrong. You can see here object is shown, which is not the correct thing. So something is wrong here. Actually it is directly writing the object, because we are trying to print the direct object, right? That's why it is giving error. So you can write my data.name. Now it is fine. So now if you run this application, you will see that it is showing default name, and here when you click on this option send data, so you will see Angular is coming here. And why it is showing only name? Because we are not printing the number as of now. That's why it is showing only Angular. Clear? Likewise, if you want to print let's say if you also want to print the version, so you can simply write here, and here instead of name you can make it as version. So by default it will show version as 0, default name. Okay, sometimes people keep it as blank, but if we keep blank it will not be visible here. That's why I keep this thing. And when you click on this button, it will send the data, which is Angular 19, which is coming from the child component. Clear? So yeah, these are the all steps that we are supposed to follow while passing the data from child component to parent component. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.